What's good, praise y'all? Welcome into the gas station. The gas station. What is good, though? What is good, everyone? So I thought I'd finally come and talk about this here. Okay, so let's just come in and have a casual, nice little conversation. Right up front, I don't have any special information. A lot of this has already been leaked. It's been leaked for a while. So let's just talk about it. Talk about gear. Let's just indulge in the gas for a little bit. It's been a little minute since I came on a live stream due to circumstances and just, I didn't mean to put the camera on. Just a change of, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. Strategy, I guess, on the YouTube channel. Back to making videos kind of a little less often. What's good? World needs a hero. You can hear me, hopefully. Just doing something a little different here. This isn't coffee. Had my coffee this morning. And, of course, yeah, I just use my daughter's little cups and stuff. I don't actually have a mug. So many mugs have broken to the point it's like, why even buy more mugs? So I just take my daughter's little metal canister here. But I'm actually drinking some broth right now, chicken broth. I threw some butter in it. I like intermittent fasting, or at least not spiking my insulin. So I'm wondering, is this still a hot topic? You know, I didn't jump on it when it leaked initially, as I did with the Live 3. I may be kind of known for doing that whenever MPCs get leaked. I like to be on top of it. So I'm not super excited just because I think the X is a great machine, the X that we currently have. And I actually, I've tested it out. I like all the MPCs. They're just very capable. It's the best kind of standalone you can get for full productions. And if you're like me doing everything standalone, it doesn't exit the MPC until mixed down, So I did have an XL or an XSE that I borrowed from Zounds. Let's take a little minute to throw them in.
What am I doing?
Zounds pay-as-you-play is interest-free.
Did you hear that? Nope.
Zounds.com. Pay as you play. 0 interest. Stay in rhythm, not in debt. Yeah, so we gotta do this like this. Yeah, so I had borrowed an XSE from Zounds. When I pulled it out the box, amazing. I think it's a quality machine, well built, and super powerful. Nice to have all the controls, Q-links, all that. But just being able to test out, like I've tested out every modern MPC that exists, from the Live that I'm currently using. It's funny because this is like the one that came out initially when these new generation of standalone MPCs came out. I'm using that once again, the first one that I ever purchased as far as new gen MPCs. Not my first MPC ever. I started on like the 1000. So I'm back on this. I've used the Live. I've used the 1. I've used the Live 2, the Key 37, 61, XSE. I haven't touched the 1 Plus, but pretty much the same thing as the 1. So I've had the opportunity to try them all out, aside for even like having a line of communication with Zounds where I can try stuff out. Like I just have, through my life since I started making music, have purchased like so many different pieces and resold them because I like gear. So let's see, Mass Produce, what's good? Much love. Hope everyone had a blessed holiday. Same to you. Ali Star, what's happening? B-Boy Mac, what's good? It is real. So, I just figured we'd come on and have a conversation about it. Maybe look at some of the articles and leaks and stuff and whatever, And just talk about gear and gas in general. So, where was I on the line? Oh yeah, I was just trying to point out, like, I wasn't super excited just because I know trying all the MPCs, what piece of gear, what MPCs are built for me. And I would say if like I was a professional and I had a nice studio, then I would definitely have an X in there, or like a Key 61, or even a Key 37. But when it comes to me, like, portable machines are just what I'm looking for, and I figured that out owning the Key 61 for a little while. That having it at my house, taking up the majority of my desk, although I liked it, was fun to be able to play keys and kind of like, dive into that atmosphere of learning keys on top of being a sample-based producer. I just didn't have time for it. It was like 10, 15 minutes here and there. And I had to like I had to trade in my Live 2, and I think I had a Machine Plus that I never brought out really. I just didn't get a grasp of it and just was like, okay, I was kind of frustrated and just got rid of it. I think I traded those two for a Key 61, but then quickly was like, oh man, I got nothing to take with me to work, which is like the majority of where I put in my work is at my job, classic. So I bought like a used Live back then, and then quickly just got rid of the 61 because I wasn't getting use out of it. So, and then using the X, kind of the same thing, great machine, just and I'm a minimalist too, so I'm not like kind of one to have multiple MPCs, although I still have a Live 2 retro down there, been holding on to. I might end up selling it. And then I had the Live 3. I just sent the Live 3 back, just wasn't using it. So, I kind of prefer the portability of the OG Live versus all the added control of the Live 3. So, and this is one of the things when you get a new piece of gear, although I'm familiar with the whole Live ecosystem and how everything works on the touchscreen and all that, it did kind of, pulling out the Live 3, I'm like kind of getting used to where everything is. And there's so many different buttons that was kind of a frustration that I wasn't really, needing or wanting. So, although, yeah, Live 3, great piece, great added specs. I'm just happy with my OG Live. And if y'all, I don't know if any of y'all see my last video, I was like kind of just experimenting with this new workflow where everything's done on one drum track. It was new for me. And then I did a little poll, and the majority of the people that commented pretty much used like 4 to 8 tracks on their MPC. So it's like, yeah, that's the same thing as what I do, and having all the added specs would be nice, but not necessary for what I do. So, yeah, and so that's what it is. Like I'm always excited to see new MPCs because I'm, gear nerd and all that, and it's cool. It just means they're still working, and it also means probably new features and new updates and stuff, and that's always fun. So I am finally talking about it. What do you guys think? What are y'all thinking? At the end, if it doesn't matter which modern MPC you use, that quad pads in the new ones are a nice idea, but they better get the quality control on spot. Has there been issues with the quality? Yeah, man, I don't know. Like, that's also something that doesn't really, at this point, intrigue me too much. Like, I don't know. It just, because that's just like having new buttons all over the place on the Live 3, kind of forcing you to work a different way. The pads are kind of the same, and you have these corners now. So that, like me, I've been practicing finger drumming on like these normal, like standard pads for a while, and then that is just like, okay, it's a new way of performing and creating with these corners of the pads, which just didn't really interest me. And like a closer look at first, looking at it, okay, it's like MKII and stuff, and that's interesting for like doing if you're playing like melodies and wanting to bend notes and stuff, and like the just the parameters or whatever that you could do performance wise isn't really what those pads are offering from the looks of it. So like in that regard, if it was, then I'd be interested in more so, because and it's just maybe just where I'm at, because I like the drum kits that I've been creating lately using cycles and layers, so that's a whole other thing to learn and try to recreate the way that I work and create, so I'm not super interested in that either. But they did have a good sensitivity, which was improved, I think, compared to the normal pad. So I will say that. LA Star, I love the XL. I just don't need it. Yours is always in controller mode. So you got like you got the X, right? You don't have the XSC. You got the original X with same software. So same thing. Yeah. Chocolate Boy Swagger, what's good? Safe and shot. Safe ones. Live 3 has much quality issues with the newer pads. Oh, really? And the software is still buggy. We're talking about like the desktop software, or because I haven't really experienced too many, not that I can think of any bugs, because I got the latest software on the Live here. Yeah, it's like fake MP. It doesn't output MP via MIDI. I don't know if the tech is there for them to like program that or what, but the articulations also do not output or record MIDI. MKII will come soon enough. But yeah, like there was recently another leak, like from an actual retailer. So the first leak that we saw was like for the XL was like a box in a Guitar Center. To me, that was like, I've always thought that this has been like planned leakage, leakage from Akai. That it's all been part of their, kind of strategy for marketing. I'm assuming this, and I'm not the only one that assumes this. But when this was leaked, I was like, oh man, that seems too obvious. Like why, what, because it's one thing to have like someone make a mistake on a web page and accidentally make it go live. I mean, year after year. It's another thing to have an actual box of a unit on a rack in a store. And we've seen boxes like in front of Guitar Center, like for the Key 37, it was sitting on a dolly. There's like a stack, like a few different Key 37s stacked up on the dolly outside of Guitar Center. Someone snapped a photo, but this time it was on display. And to me, that's just like, it's almost like they don't care, or they wanted us, and I guess it's conspiracy, but like, yeah, it just feels a little bit different this time around, because it's kind of wild how they didn't, although like I was searching to see if there's any more FCC IDs, and I think they found a way around that. Although B Jammin, I don't know if he pops in, he had sent me something that he'd seen, and I was looking at it and was like, oh yeah, that's an X, but trying to search for it on my own, I couldn't find it. So I feel like they got ahead of us a little bit. Like, like I was able to speculate on the Live 3 for months, because that FCC ID was there like back in May or something. And yeah, so I don't know. Maybe they don't like that, and so they want to control the narrative. Just my, little conspiracy theories here. Yeah, so we seen the box. Someone had sent me a link. I think it was this? I won't throw anybody under the bus as far as names goes. Not that it would be a problem, but yeah. And then, so more recently, I think it was a couple days ago, I saw it was Sample Kings that had reported on a online retailer, and they had actual photos, and you can like pre-order it, and it actually had the specs. So all that is up there, and I'm sure you guys are kind of familiar, have read over some of this stuff. I haven't looked at it recently, but I do remember seeing 16 gigabytes of RAM, so double what the Live 3 has. The price, $2,900 or so. So it's gonna be like $3K after taxes, a little more than $3K, which is a big price. It's definitely a big price. So it's not a joke. Pro machine, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, yeah. Let's see, what are y'all saying? And I'll pull up some. I went into ChatGPT to help me find some links on some information, so I can easily like kind of look at some of the stuff now. But I'm sure y'all have seen it by now. Yes, the desktop is barely usable. Okay, yeah, See, that's been kind of a complaint. Well, the thing is, like, Akai's made promises, and I think they maybe jump ahead sometimes, and they want to keep those promises, and so like they released the 3.0 desktop software, and it just kind of looked more like a skin color change on it. mainly, and then some of the support for the added features. But I don't spend any time on the software, so I don't have too much to say about it. At least I'm a programmer when it comes to drums, so even the MPCE pads are just fancy extra. I can still program. So I know you were showing me that whole like quantization graph and all that, man. That's way over my head type stuff. So to ask you, when you program, are you writing in notes, or do you actually perform somewhat? Or are you like painting it in, like what, using step sequencer? I haven't heard of many people using the original step sequencer on the MPCs without the Live 3 buttons. I still haven't seen many people. I've seen like videos of people forcing using the step sequencer, but I don't know if there's anyone out there making like, when I think of step sequencer, I think of like EDM type stuff, like 4-on-the-floor dance, so kind of music, which I don't have much knowledge of, not my style really. Fair assumption, never not been a leak. When the SEC owns your informationally, you can only work around it and leak it yourself. What about the non-SEC MPC story? I'm not sure what that is. Globalist Ovener. I'm gonna stick with the Live one forever. What's with the emoji though? I sound like you're saying that with pride. But that's good, man. I mean, the Live one is, man, if you're just coming in to this right now, I recommend buying a Live one, man. They're super cheap, and you get the portability, you get the battery that you don't get with the one, because you can get a one for about the same price. I think even I don't think the used ones, like the OG black one, even goes for that much cheaper than a Live one. So why not get a battery, unless you're really, you really want those extra buttons. And I like the footprint of the one. So, see, that's what I'm waiting on. I want a portable MPC, So, I mean, I have one, right? So it just always comes down to gas and want something that you don't have, or, none of us will ever be happy. They'll never be the perfect piece of gear. But I think like a 1XL, throw a battery in it, that would be a lot of people's dreams, like, to have a one with a battery in it. You wouldn't even, and I don't know why they don't do it, because even still, there'd still be some separation in the market as far as like Live 2, because you have the speaker. You don't need to put a speaker on a Live 1. I don't know where you'd even put it. That would be, if they added it at the bottom. I don't know. But no, I don't see them doing that. But yeah, man, I don't know if I really like the future of where Akai is going as hardware-wise. They're just making everything bulkier and busier. So like you see the XL. The XL's got the step sequencer button. So if they're planning on just redoing everything, and like all of the models, the Key 3761, the MPC 1, and just adding the step sequencers, I'd probably, like you said, I'm going to stick with the Live 1. It's the most portable and still very capable machine. And like I appreciate the simplicity of this Live after like just sitting on the 3. Like this is nice. This is nice and simple. And it gets the job done. It's still more powerful than any other branded standalone groovebox sampler out there. Like it still is. And cheap, like what? You can find one of these for $3.99. I seen one for $3.99 the other day. $3.99, and you can't get an SP4 Mark II for $3.99. You can't get you can barely get like that with like that Teenage Engineering portable sampler for $2.99. This can do infinitely so much more. I would really, if I had a wish, what my MPC Live 3 or portable MPC would have been just to add the power, just to have it. The extra power would be nice, but not all the extra buttons. The one thing that that would have been the selling point for me with the Live 3 is when I did a live stream where I was testing out the locate buttons, because I was like fixing a lyric. So I always I do my, like, if you're just coming in and you don't know what I usually do, What I'd like to be known for, because I don't know how many other people are known for recording vocals and whole songs in MPC. That's been a goal of mine to just kind of push through and try to make more content like that. So eventually I'm going to come back around to that. I was doing it for a little minute. But yeah, that's what I do. Ultimately, all the songs I record are in the MPC standalone. So, and there is a punch in option that you can do it from these, right? And I'm probably going to get familiarized a little bit more with it, but I've always avoided it and just like try to rehearse my vocal and just get it done in a take. But sometimes you have a take that's really great. And then it's just that one line where you said a word kind of weird or something. And I would just go and do the whole thing, which is not the best use of time, right? And yeah, because you could still be in that loop. It's like, oh, that last performance was the better performance, but it just had that one word that was messed up. So yeah, I did a stream where I was using the Live 3 and I was using the locate buttons to punch in, and that was really nice. So if I could have one thing, it'd probably be the locate buttons just for vocals and stuff. So, and I never actually got to test. I never tested out the built-in microphone. I guess it just wasn't the right time for me trying out the Live 3. I just wasn't super sold and interested. Let's see. What I did end up getting, I got myself a new iPad though, which I'm very happy about because it works smooth, flawlessly, and I've been able to download some cool apps. I found there was a free app, I think it was free, a De-esser, and that was the main reason why I got the iPad, was to get a De-esser to find. That's all I wanted. That's all I feel like I'm missing from the MPC, like because there's not a built-in De-esser. And pretty much all the rest of my vocal chain just is set up in the MPC. Let's see. Okay, you guys are talking, but I missed a bunch. Okay. Tactical MIDI, did I say what's up, man? What's up? How you doing? Tyrone Sellers, what's up, man? Do any of y'all think they're going to address the elephant, meaning will it sound better than the Live 3? Does the Live 3 not sound good to you? Like I can't even put myself in that conversation because some of you who bring it up are maybe have more experience using a wide variety of some of the older vintage MPCs, if that's what we're talking about and comparing it to. Yeah. Like, I feel like the NPCs sound great. Honestly, I feel that, I don't know, man. It's my opinion. I understand. I feel like some of it is nostalgia. And I can't talk from experience, but, dude, I do remember the same conversation when, like, the MPC 1000 and 2500 were the new machines. And those were, like, the consensus or the talk around on the internet was that they didn't sound good, that they sounded thin compared to the older MPCs. And now you're hearing the same thing you hear about these new MPCs. And people are saying, oh, the MPC 1000, 2500, they sound great and all that. But to me, in my experience, I felt quite the opposite from using, because I went from like the 1000 to the Live pretty much. And when I went back, I think I had gotten a 1000 again. I felt like the 1000 sounded thin to me. And maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. But I do feel like a part of that is just like nostalgic and just, it's just a part of the whole gas kind of mentality where, you know, we want what we don't have, or, you know what I mean? Like, satisfaction will never come, really. If I buy this, is because I'm not using a PC or laptop or whatever. And that would be the reason. That's the ultimate one. It's going to be the most powerful standalone device you can get anywhere by any brand. Young Prophet, what's good? Much love and respect, brother. Appreciate it. What do you think the cheapest if possible standalone beatmaker drum machine would be? Really, I'm not trying to go with the DAW route. Okay, so you're going, I mean, I don't know if you were in here just a minute ago. I was saying an OG Live would probably be the best thing. Depending on if you just want a machine to sit there, I mean, get a used MPC, get a used Live 2. You want the cheapest, and yeah. So I mean, I think the MPC is probably it. a live one or a MPC one, a used one. I think it's a good route. Guitar Center has a ton of used MPCs. Just there's pages and pages of them. So I would just like kind of just go through all the pages and click on the cheapest ones and the best conditioned ones. Some people have bad experiences buying used gear, but man, I've done it quite a bit and been happy pretty much overall. And so if you want something new, I mean, I guess the MPC 1 Plus, or it's hard for me to, I love the SP44 Mark II, but it's hard for me to recommend that one because people do get frustrated with that machine as far as like trying to make beats on it, just because it's a little bit different trying to figure out the sequencer. So I don't want to have anybody angry at me for recommending that one, but it's a great little piece. It just depends. You need more information when you ask these kind of questions, like what's your kind of situation, you know? Do you have a 9 to 5? Do you currently do you make music at work, like on phone or a laptop? Or when is it, like, what is the time of day? When would you be creating? Like, when do you actually have time to do that? For me, I always have to recommend a portable, but that's me. That's my situation. But then I'll change. Okay, let's see. What did you say? I paint a bit, but then I'll change stuff up. Oh, okay. As far as like programming. Willy Wonka, what's up, man? Just dusted off my Akai Forest. Cool. Going to use it for the first time in a long time. So are you going to put the update on it? I believe they got a nice update too. Step sequencer has been a thing since SP1200. Did the SP1200 have a step sequencer on it? I didn't know that. I thought that was all like live. Less menu diving. What are we talking about? More buttons, less menu diving. So the EP40 has stole my heart. It is crazy good when dived into. That's cool. I almost got one of those when it came out, but then I heard about Fader Gate and was like kind of turned off. B-Boy Mac MPC Mini. That's what I want. You know, we've been talking about that one on this channel for a while. So yeah. So if nothing more portable comes out than this OG Live, then I'm not gonna be getting any MPCs anymore. I don't think I'll even ask to borrow any. I got something coming today, though. I got something coming on loan today that I've been excited about. Anybody, any guesses on what it is? I hope the new 2 will be like $6.99. Yeah, isn't that what the 1 Plus is right now? $6.99. I actually have used the original step sequencer a lot to reprogram some 808 and 909. It's fine, as you know which row is which. I've never used a hardware step sequencer prior to this. Oh, okay, cool. Well, what kind of genres are you making? You're not doing like boom bap and hip hop and painting in with the step sequencer, are you? It feels like less intuitive if you're making a genre like hip hop, because something that's like influenced by, you know, someone like Jay Dilla and his style is like you want that off the grid kind of unquantized vibe, which I'm sure you can create by nudging stuff. But yeah, I'm curious what genres you making. Willy Wonka. I've literally never made a beat using the Live 2 speakers. Yeah, I've done it. I've done it like at work, taking the Live 2, and then like late at night. There's just a couple of us in the building, and I'm sitting in the office with a little extra time on my hands. I'll just flip it on and look for a sample, chop something up. So I've never like completed anything, but it's useful for that kind of situation. You know, when you have limited amount of time, you don't want to set a bunch of stuff up. Like I'm at the end of work, I'm like on my way out just about, and I want to have most of my stuff packed up. So I'm like really the last 10, 15 minutes maybe. So it's useful, definitely not necessary. And I also found it useful being a dad and having like a young baby. Like now recently I've been using where is it? I have a JBL speaker. I actually bought this when I had bought the one, and it still has the Velcro on it because I did the whole Velcro with the battery on the side, and then I put the speaker on the other side. So yeah, this is useful for when I'm with my baby because I put my baby on the lap. So the Live 2 is kind of very useful for that because you just flip it on, and rather than having headphones. Because one thing, if you have little kids, little babies, is they'll yank at the headphone cord. So, and having to try to take it off while you have one arm around a baby and stuff. And then also, baby can be entertained by the music as well. So a lot of times I'll be sitting here with the speaker on because I don't have any other monitors. And I'll just be digging through samples on on samplet.io, and my baby is listening and learning. So there's that. I have the X, and to be honest, I was faster on the one because everything is so far away. Yeah, the one is nice, man. I really like the one. I had that for a time, for a good old time. I didn't like the build of the one. It felt kind of cheap compared to older MPCs. I remember I had the 500 at that time. The 500 was built like a tank in comparison to the one. The one was like all light, and I was like, oh, this feels cheap, man. And it also felt lopsided. The screen side was heavier. If they put a battery in it, it'd be a whole nother thing. I thought I wanted the X-sized MPC until I finally acquired the XSE. It was way too large for my workspace. The Live 3 is inappropriate for my use case. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I feel the same way. The Live 2 is just more sociable. Sociable. Yeah, I'm socializing with my baby. MPC 1, and it's true though, I think it's cooler if it is true what you're saying, not even like jokingly, is like, because you can sit down with somebody, just flip the speaker on and create, or show them what you're doing, or someone that's not really, doesn't know about the MPCs and stuff. Like, if I have my headphones on and I'm making something, no one's really going to come up to me in my house, but having the speaker on, my wife might come over and check out what's going on and be interested. MPC 1 with the new, is that CPU and 8 gigs RAM? Yeah, I bet you that's probably coming. They're just redoing stuff. Hey, can you turn that down, baby? I skipped a bunch of this. MPC 1 with the tilted display would be dope. I like the little tilted display option MPC stuff is offering. I seen a one with the tilted display the other day. It looks pretty cool. See, like if I was like all pro all day just making music, I would definitely have that kind of a fixed tilt. I wouldn't mind it at all. Just doesn't seem great for travel. Hold on a second. I saw somebody say that they copied a Live 2 for 300. Oh, they copped a Live 2 for 300. I think I seen that too, because the guy thought, yeah, I think that was a Facebook post, right? That's wild. I probably wouldn't have said anything either. Oh, yeah, it's broken. Well, I can get it fixed. If someone wants the old workflow and size, the REN is perfect. REN plus 2.15 works perfectly and it's cheap. Ren was cool, man. Just not, I wouldn't, just being that we had hardware pieces, not an option. I got into those because that was the only updated options they had at the time. They weren't doing standalones. MPC one button layout is my favorite out of all of the models. I'm just missing the transport controls on the one. Always one thing that won't be ideal. Yeah, like there's always something that keeps it from being the perfect piece of gear. Willy Wonka iPads, fire. Yes. Yeah, I'm loving my new iPad. And yeah, I had an old one, so I just had too many issues. The Software 3 has better sound, not the Live 3 versus Live 2. Okay. No offense, but the quality of the output's null and void. When it comes to analog warmth, I will buy the analog heat to pair it with the MPC. I gotta blend this. I put butter in my chicken broth. So I have those little chicken broth packets. Trying it out. First time I ever tried one. It's pretty good. Just put it in hot water. Then I added butter so I can, not have to eat for a while. Yeah, if y'all like conversations like these, please let me get a thumbs up. It looks like I have 0 so far. Maybe I just hasn't refreshed, but either way, thanks y'all for kicking it and getting in this conversation. It's been a while since it's been live, so I like hanging out. When the 2000 came out, everyone hated it for its clean sound. In 20 years, people will say the X will sound warm and punchy. Yeah, that's what I feel like, man. That was what I was kind of saying. My Heat FX Behringer 369 combo into the SSL12 is superb and the best. Speaking of analog, I'm kind of excited. I had communication with Donner, and they actually hit me up a while ago with this email. I just had never responded, but it's to try out their what is it again? It's a clone of the Roland. Is it the Roland SHO one? Let me see if I look it up and show you guys. I think this will be my first analog synth. Oh, it's the Donner L1. So, have you guys seen this thing? So yeah, I was kind of hesitant because synthesizers are definitely not my expertise. So, and I don't know, I'm not too confident what I could do with this, but I definitely am curious because it's analog and it's all like hands-on. It's just got these sliders and buttons and stuff. It's monophonic, so that's a big limitation. I'm going to try to like just kind of mess around and make some sounds and then sample them into the MPC so I can do like some chords and stuff and just see where it goes. But it's cool. It's kind of a unique little design, I think. Although, I haven't ever seen someone do this. So it comes with this MIDI controller that's magnetic and it just like snaps on, which is pretty cool. And then you can actually use this MIDI controller on its own. So interesting. And it's analog. So that's mainly why I said yeah. So if it was a digital synth, then I probably wouldn't have said yes. I have used digital synths. The last digital synth I had was the Mini Freak, and the Micro Freak intrigued me for the longest time. But then when I finally got the Mini Freak, I didn't like it. And being that I wasn't kind of versed in like how to sound design with synthesis, I didn't come up with anything very interesting. And I just didn't like the presets. I know a lot of people love the Mini Freak and the Micro Freak, but to me, if I don't like the presets on something, I'm definitely not going to be able to make something that sounds better. So this thing is analog, which is intriguing. Doesn't have any presets, and that actually kind of intrigues me. I like the limitation of this kind of concept is that you gotta just mess with the sliders, the oscillators, and you know what I mean, and that's your sound, and it won't be saved. It's not gonna be saved. So I kind of like that idea where you create a sound, and then that's it. Either you capture it or you don't. you know, and then so every time you make something, it's not going to be exactly alike. And then I imagine, see, like if I like a sound, I'll probably take a photo of everything because everything is physical, and then I'll probably auto sample it if I really like a sound. So yeah, I mean that's coming in, and I'll be experimenting with that. I had this is making me think of, because I did have this one other synth that was a Roland Boutique. Now I don't know if the Roland Boutiques actually analog, or I think they are. And see, now this is a synth that I did like. I like the sound of it, and that's coming in from not really knowing anything about how to program synths, just messing with the knobs, and that was what was interesting to me. Let's see. I think I had this one. No, was it the JU or the JP? I think it might have been the JP08 or the JU06. It might have been. No, that's a newer one. But if anybody knows, let me know. I think they are actually analog. I think there are some digital ones. I'll look up. Are Roland Boutique. See, because that intrigues me. Series. That's the main thing why I said yes, because it's analog. Are the Roland Boutique series analog? And this is another memory I had, because I remember back when I was in music production school, they had what is that? Is it Novation? Novation Supernova? That like 37 key blue keyboard. I think I would still want to get one of those, because I remember touching that thing and just loving the presets that were in it. They were amazing to me. But then I decided to buy the Mini Nova, which was like a smaller mini key version, but it was a digital synth. And I did not like it as much as I remember liking the Supernova. So just kind of based off those experiences is why I'm intrigued to grab this. And just the idea of the limitations of not being able to save presets is kind of intriguing, and it just being hands-on. But anyways, see, the Roland Boutique series is mostly digital recreations using Roland's ACP analog circuit behavior modeling, but the SEO2 is a notable exception, featuring genuine discrete analog circuitry. Okay, well, that kind of changes my perspective, although maybe their ACB stuff is pretty on point. Analog circuit behavior. Okay, we already got answers. We got some super nerds in here. No, I mean, no offense, Grey Ghost Dog. That's cool. It's good. You know your gear, man. I'm a nerd about MPCs. I know my gear a little bit, my MIDI controllers and what does what from just researching. Let's see. Okay, I missed a lot of this chat. Yo, thanks for kicking it, y'all. We got a lot of people in here keeping the conversation going. Unless you're recording out of your outputs into another recorder, the sound quality doesn't matter, is what you're saying. But what about inputs? We're talking about, sampling and vocals. I never heard a dope song and wondered what it was made on. I listened for composition, instrumentation, etc. Yeah, for me, that's the main thing, because there are great songs. I've been wanting to like do a series or like a episode or maybe a stream about like dope songs that have bad recordings, because they exist. So I mean, that's number one. It doesn't matter if you got all this great analog outboard gear, right? And if it's a bad composition, then so there's got to be a balance for sure. I like using my chroma console as an external effects on my drums and the Live 3. I like the look of that thing. I definitely want some kind of like a desktop like effects unit like that. I like minimal. Says Ron needs a hero. I think I'm gonna sit back and wait and see if Behringer is going to drop the SP1200 mock-up next fall. Have they been talking about that? Do y'all remember when Behringer leaked? They had like a concept for an MPC1 type of clone. That never came out, obviously. Would have been cool. Does Behringer even have any samplers out? Or would that be the first? But there's only one way to achieve the 90 sound. Really? Young Prophet, I do have a 9 to 5. Just been messing around with the Koala sampler right now, trying to get a feel and idea, but I really am trying to lean into more of hardware, not so much everything being digital. You know, I've been wanting to get into Koala again because I've seen that they have some really good updates. Like, is it called Chopper? The new chopping functions looks really good. And then they had some interesting things where you have like synths that you can put in there, and they're doing like sound packs, which is intriguing. But that new chopper thing when I saw that, like I'm still hoping that the SP releases another update. And I would love, like, this is the main thing. If I only got one thing out of a next SP44 Mark II update would be to get layers on the pads, because I've just become so, I guess, obsessed with being able to do cycles. Since I started doing that, I won't go back to just doing single samples on a pad, specifically mainly a hi-hat, because, man, hi-hats used to be my biggest obstacle. Like, I would spend hours on a hi-hat, and I would just be going and it just never felt right. And I just only recently, within the last year, that I figure, oh, I can chop breaks and just grab the hi-hats and put them on one pad, and then it's so much better than, whoops, that shouldn't be there. Having my kick on this pad. I was gonna, oh yeah, I was right when I started, I had stemmed something out. I wanted to see if it gave me any stems. Not really though.
The skies are shining so bright today.
Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so that'd be my main thing. But yeah, so the point was, Koala Sampler has that new update where you can, I think, non-destructively chop stuff, I think. But I seen B-Jammin using it, and I was like, oh, that's a way I can actually do multi-sampled hi-hats on a pad in Koala. So it might be an option. It might be an option to explore. Like, yeah. And with the new iPad that I got, could be cool. Heritage Audio. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to one day get into more outboard gear, analog stuff. You know, definitely would. I'd like to get a high end, at least like get one of those SSL 4000 channel strips for my vocals. Anti-War Hero, what's good? Thanks for dropping in, man. Yeah, but it does round the bottom end quite nicely. Do you drive it a little? Don't think that's your thing, Ro. You seem like me and mainly acoustics. Are you talking about the Donner? Yeah, you're right. That's why I hesitated on it. Doesn't really seem like my thing, but I do like some synthesized sounds sometimes. It's very specifically tied. Like I do like some like synth bass sounds and stuff, but I couldn't name what they are. You know, like where they come from. But we'll see. Digital is the way to go. Analog gear can be temperamental, fussy at times, but it sure sounds amazing. synth like that Donner SH101. Is that what it's a Roland SH101 kind of a clone, right? It's the Donner L1. It's for techno and speedy energetic music. I have the Behringer 1. They suck really. Okay. Well, you know, I was in communication with them, like, and they were totally down for me just like exploring it. And because I was like, yeah, I'm not a synth expert. I can't really do a review on this and how synths work. Boutiques are not agile. We're digital remix. Okay. Yes. SEO2 is analog. Some circuit simulation. Yeah, I was kind of intrigued by the 808 little boutique. I'll say hybrid is where you want to be. No ego, what's good, man? Thanks for dropping in. I have so much digital and analog stuff. The older I get, the more I love all the advantages of the digital synths. Torio Mini Freak is considered a hybrid synth. Isn't it hybrid because it's a digital synth, but then it has like an analog filter? Isn't that what it is? Manual tuning, pitch, wobbling, warm-up time, no presets. All that analog stuff just sucks. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. How much analog do you really need? I think 2 or 3 things to give it that extra, not a whole wall of outboard. LM Drum does mono sampling. You still got that thing? You liking that? I use my outboard gear just for personal projects. Yeah. I mean, I don't do it. I don't have all that stuff because of space, pretty much, and wanting to keep things minimal. Tactical MIDI, for example, I'll go from machine into the analog mixer, or my machine's an analog mixer, then into the MPC, then into the 369, and back in. And for me, it sounds great. Well, that's what's up. Yeah, man. So I don't know. I guess ignorance is kind of bliss, you know, since I haven't had too much experience with analog stuff. And I mix everything down in my MPC, so and I'm happy with the sound. I just consider if it sounds like, you know, shit, that it's really more of my own limitations on understanding of mixing and all that. I really don't do too much. So I am, first of all, I'm more interested in getting something that's analog for my vocals, like that SSL 4000, or I like the SPL track 1. What really intrigues me about that channel strip is the phase cancellation de-essing. But this de-esser, I'm gonna show you. Let me pull up this de-esser real quick. I believe this was free, but I'll confirm it. I'll double check. This de-esser right here, the VT de-esser. This thing sounds amazing, in my opinion. I bought the whole mix box right here just to get the de-esser plugin. But honestly, the de-esser on this here, like, I don't even hear a difference. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I feel like it's not even doing nothing. Honestly, I don't know how to use it. It's not on right there, but yeah, I bought this whole mix box for $80, and it's a cool little concept for sure. But I really just wanted a de-esser, and I couldn't find a standalone de-esser anywhere. Like, you can't really find standalone hardware de-essers and even software ones. So, oh shoot. When I bought this new iPad, you know, it opened up a lot of things that I could download because the old one, just no compatibility. And this popped up, and I was like, oh shoot, this is awesome. I think it sounds really good. Okay, well, I'll say that for another time. But the TD, I don't know what company that is. You guys know what company that is? Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's free. Just type in De-esser. Either it was free or I bought it because I was like, oh shoot, I don't remember. And I don't, if it was, it didn't cost that much. But it sounds really good in my opinion. Like really good. Am I frozen? Let's go live. Client require recall off months later for any additional version. You can't handle that with analog gear. Sounds like that makes sense. Are you an engineer? You work with people like that? Still get the jobs done because I think they use hardware. They'll see the new, what is that, Midas? Midas XO4. Nah, let me see. Is it Midas? Isn't Midas a brand that Behringer like owns or works with? Because they always hear about them having those Midas preamps. $279? Is this a stereo thing? I have not seen this. Midas XL4 two-channel tube microphone preamp. Cool. That's pretty. Seems pretty cheap. This is a tube preamp, pretty much. No other processing. Low cut. Huh. Cool. Yeah, I know you guys just sent that back to Live 3 today. I didn't own it, so I sent it back to Zounds. Like I said. No ego, how's the update on Koala? Anything that stands out? I hate DJ Manny. Okay. MPC X or MPC quadruple L XL. Either way, none of you will be making music or touring to have people hear your music. Guys like Ab McShill will still be a YouTuber. Okay. I mean, everybody has their positions and what they do, man. So, I mean, what's the point in all that negativity? Take it or leave it. That's just my opinion. You know, it's not one of these life or death kind of things to be complaining about in the world. You know, there's greater evils than people talking about music gear and chilling, right? I mean, I see what it is sometimes, but whatever. It's their job. Trader to the living. Hello, what's up? Now I'll say that go for the best sound. It definitely draws more attention to your music. No doubt. Hi-hats. Do you not use one-shots anymore? Do you use chops, or does it? Well, yeah, I'm using one-shots, but I'll sample them from a break rather than loading a single hi-hat. I don't want to use a single hi-hat. So I'll chop the break and then I will resample 4 different hats from the break and then put that on a pad and cycle it. the Donner L1 is okay. It's like the Air Iona. I don't know anything about the Air Iona. Let me type that in. Air Iona. Is that, oh, you're talking about, yeah. See, I should have hesitated there because I didn't really get into that. A lot of it, I guess where it shines is probably the step sequencer, the little pattern sequencer thing. So we'll see. I mean, I didn't mess with it because it was a software version. Like when it comes to some stuff like this, like it's more intriguing because it's hands-on and I can just flip a switch and see what it does rather than have to dive through a menu to try to understand what I'm looking at, you know? You know, I don't really spend a lot of time mass produce on taking out breasts and all that. Like, I kind of like some of it, but I did do a video where I chopped up some breasts, but I did it on a hook, and I'm not sure I would want to do that on an entire verse. But I have experimented with that same workflow. Let me see. I'll pull up the video. I'll see if I can find it on my channel here. But I have experimented with that to clean up the sound, but then was like, you know what? I kind of like the breaths in there. I think maybe another option would be to do the chops. Like, I mean, it's a whole nother part of the process. It's production, it's engineering and like production, right? So what's going on here? So yeah, you got to put the work in sometimes. So I mean, you can go through a whole verse. I think there's a pretty smooth workflow of navigating the MPC audio tracks and with the Q links and the touchscreen where you can do that pretty smoothly and get a kind of get a nice little workflow of it. But another option I think is just where you do those chops, just rather than removing them, is just to turn them down. Here, and I'm gonna pull up my YouTube channel and see if I can find that video. Yeah, right here. This video. Clean vocal recordings in the Akai MPC. I don't know if the sound's gonna work here. Let me see if it does. Pause this one. And I'll turn this up. Let me know if you hear this.
Slow and steady wins the race, yeah. All in due time. You got it.
Yeah, so I've been on a mission lately to improve my vocal recordings. I've been staying away from making tutorial videos in order to build up some new skills. But as I start to put these things into practice, of course, I'm going to share them with you. So I want to look at doing some editing and cleaning up some vocal takes in MPC 3. All right, so I've got this 4-bar loop, which I've recorded a hook to.
Slow and steady wins the race, yeah. All in due time. You gotta stay ready. There's no luck, you gotta grind, yeah.
I don't gotta listen too closely to hear that there's like some lip smacking and stuff. Let me go ahead and solo this out so you can just listen to the vocal take.
Slow and steady wins the race, yeah. All in due time. You gotta stay ready.
I'll just play a little bit of this to show the workflow of it.
There's no luck, you gotta grind.
So a few of the things that are kind of noisy that you can hear now. So like the headphones into the mic. I was looking at was using a gate on my vocals. Don't bleed. So let's take a look at how we do that. The gate might be the better option so you don't get like the actual, smacks and stuff. This is more about smacks and breaths. Moving to the mix window, and I'm using a plugin for my
steady win.
So I'm just that are select with the mouse icon, so right here, and I can get real close there. And so then using just like one of the Q links to select navigate. With the mouse icon, select the audio, and I can do a split there, and then it chops it there. And just gonna go ahead and do this, and I can do fine adjustments if I hold shift. That shift is your friend right there
And
when
then
you're
just
doing this
do
kind
this
of
for
work.
every
Hold the shift while turning the
single
Q link so you get a
spot.
finer increment. Get a little closer. So this is like the most tedious part, but then you can go through.
Then I could select these little audio bits that I've split. And if I hold shift, I can select multiples so that I can just easily delete all this
So yeah, once you get them all
at
selected,
once.
you can
Just hit hold shift
cut
and
them
press
all
cut.
out.
And
So yeah, that's not
now
so
that's
bad right
deleted.
there because you're just dealing with the hook. Then it's very short and there's a lot of space right there. But that would be the workflow, is just using your Q link, using the shift button to like get increments, you know, zoom in on your waveform and then like select them all and just delete. Or I don't know if you can, well, the other option, rather than deleting, is you have, I don't know if it shows it here. Right here you have the level for your actual clip. So if you cut a clip, you can turn it down individually. So that might be the option there, the best option. So it sounds natural, because if you cut all your breaths out, from experience of trying that out, it doesn't necessarily sound good. It sounds unnatural. I think the FedEx truck might be here. Y'all might be able to see me open up. Any guesses yet on what I got coming? It's not the Donner. That's another thing that's coming. Sounds like a big truck out there. Any guesses before I go grab it? A lot of De-essers are just set to low frequency wise. Annoying stuff happens between 8 and 12, and they all tackle 5 kilohertz region. Sounds like the truck. Oh, they're knocking. Hold up. Thank you, bro. You too. All right. This is exciting. I don't know why they do this though, man. Not sure why they do this. They're sending these packages in the actual manufacturer box, so it's obvious what you got coming in the mail. I don't like that. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Well, it's down here. Funny thing is, my FedEx driver always brings me my package. I never told this to him, but he kind of resembles the King of Caesar a bit. So, any guesses? I haven't updated yet. I need to update soon. Koala's fun to mess around with, but for serious production, I wouldn't go that route. Just me personally. It would need a few things for me to like kind of take it seriously. Just like a looper or some kind of audio track, because the whole vocal thing is such a part of what I do. Like I don't even necessarily would need this whole MPC workflow if I had some kind of an audio track just to get ideas out, you know. It is amazing at the price for sure. This EP40 Rhythm has best workflow I found. It really, I can't get over the no screen. Like I remember I used to not care about screens because I was such a fanboy of the 500. So I had to like, you know, make every kind of excuse why I don't need a screen. But a lack of screen and like proper file management for me is kind of just like the deal breaker. Mass produced, very tedious. Who to the EP40? Is that what you're saying? Your voice sounds good without de-esser. Have you tried to offset your microphone and put more space between you and your microphone? Yeah, I guess I don't have a consistent way I stand, but yeah, it's usually just like this, and I will kind of sit here at an angle rather than like I never rap like this. I am always kind of like this a little bit, so it is at an angle. But yeah, I don't know. I just noticed that I don't have the best like stuff to mix on. I just use my headphones, and some of that harshness wasn't present in my headphones for some reason. But when I put on like these little cheap little in-ears, I can notice, you know, almost unlistenable. So It's a Hydrosynth, a P6. Any more guesses? I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'm gonna pull it out here or reveal it. But yeah, throw your guesses up there. I don't know if any of y'all pay attention. I've talked about it in the past too, and it's something that came out recently. Finish up your guesses. Why can't I see this whole chat window? Let's go live. Yeah, it may be tedious trying to do that on your vocals, but you just gotta think of it as a different process, man. It's like one of the final things you'll be doing. Someone said Domino's. XL next week. That's what I've been hearing. So, yeah. I also heard Native Instruments is gonna be out there at NAMM. So, new machine, maybe, possibly. And Chandler, what's up, man? I'm just about to reveal my latest gear acquisition. Technically, shout out to Zounds for sending it to me. I wanted to outright just buy this because I've been waiting on it. Trying to see if there was leaked information on it, because I remember back like early in this year, it's something that came out, and this is like another version of it that was leaked as being a thing that was going to come out, and just wasn't sure if it was real, and then all of a sudden it was a real thing. So I guess I'll just, since there's no more guesses, here we go. Aha, yeah. So now this is the kind of synth I can get down with, because, you know, I kind of feel like this is a, why do they keep sending me these things in the packages? Like it looks kind of like it was retaped, man. Okay, then. Go ahead and get into it. How much time I got? I got about an hour, so I may be able to plug this in and hear it a little bit. I've been intrigued about this because I like acoustic sounds. I like portable devices. Not that these aren't technically acoustic sounds, but it's physical modeling synthesis, right? To recreate these acoustic instruments. Man, just the way this was packaged, man. This might be like a model someone demoed already, because it's been out for a minute. Good choice for me. Very good choice. Aaron Chandler, you want one of these too? Yeah, so we get to explore this thing together over this the past week or so. Cool. Good choice for you. Physical sliders is nice. We'll be talking about physical sliders on what? October 1st. What's good, man? What's going on with you? Yeah, this is I don't like this because I don't want to damage the packaging anymore. I want to make sure to take a picture just so they know how I received it. Yeah, there goes all taped up. I don't know why it wasn't shipped in like another box. Usually these Arturias come in another box, and I think it might be another Arturia box. Like the live came with an external Akai branded box too. Yeah, I feel like this one, which is all good, it's just being lent out to me. But yeah, I did want to buy this thing like kind of outright because it fits me specifically, because they don't make a lot of like mini keyboards with acoustic sounds, and I've dreamt about like there being like a mini motif, or like the Yamaha MX49 made into like a portable 37 key version or something, or even 25. And so I don't know, I was hesitant to just go out and buy it because I wasn't sure that I was gonna like the sounds, and I was a bit underwhelmed actually by the Integra 7, although I dreamt about that one for a long time too. I don't know that I'm gonna like prefer any other brand acoustic style sounds over a Yamaha. I've kind of realized I'm not super into the Roland ones. I've had the MC 101. I had a Phantom, like a rack version for a little bit. And yeah, so Yamaha's just been my favorite sound, so I'm not sure if I like these as much. Try to ask Bolo in a live stream, he had this one out, and I know he's got like the Mod X, the Yamaha, which I would love the Mod X, but I just don't want a big ass keyboard like that. But I'd want the sounds for sure. And I was actually hovering over, to use your language there, over used there was a Yamaha motif rack for like $3.99 on a GC. I almost copped. So oh, Destructo in here. By the way, the Osmos is now available in 61 out of the 49. I'd probably get the 49 though anyways. I just go for more compact. Mecha Destructo. Is that the same old Destructo? Mecha Destructo. It's cheaper to just send it out that way since it saves the money buying extra shipping boxes. This is a mini key, I believe. Yeah. But you know, not all mini keys are made the same, and I think Arturia makes one of the better mini keys as far as size. My favorite keyboard is the launch keys, the Mark IVs, but I don't like the mini versions. Their keys are small, and I believe these are slightly bigger. Get all the spots yet? Man, they just taped it everywhere. Yes, they might have just shipped to me like this because it's gonna be a return anyways. And they'll probably have to sell it for a discount. Still some tape there. DJ Skills, peace and love, brother. Thanks for dropping in. Push Santa. Zounds did that to me with the MPC 37. FedEx just left it downstairs in my lobby without even ringing my doorbell. Good thing you're good to have good neighbors, huh? Yeah, you got your stolen, damn. Got your money back on that live 3 though, huh? But then you said you're kind of happy that it didn't happen because you might have had buyer's remorse. Tell me there's more tape on this. So I'm pretty sure this will fit on my bottom drawer, which I have trouble finding. This is like the keyboard pull out. It's hard to find keyboards that'll fit that. But I found, you know, I love the Novation. This is probably my fourth one of these Mark IVs, and I had the 37. I sold it, and I just found this one for pretty cheap. It was like $70 something, and it's like brand new. So I went and grabbed it. I just hate that they made this so bulky. Now, you can make a keyboard less bulky. For some reason, they decided to put a little tilt on it so you can maybe see the screen. But I don't think it was worth it because this would be my go-to keyboard. I love its features, but it just doesn't fit down there. So right now, the AstroLab in dimensions and then also sounds, although I've not heard them yet, it's like probably the most ideal thing for me, controller wise, size wise, and then yeah. Oh, that's looking nice. Okay. I don't know if I got enough outlets. Feels good. Feels pretty solid. Is this actual wood they put on these? I don't know. But this thing, I mean, this thing costs more than, well, maybe it's a little cheaper than an MPC one. I want to get my my SP back now, because I was thinking this would be a great like pair with the SPs, and the SP doesn't have any internal synths or nothing like the MPC does. MPC stands alone quite better, but man, having the like the looper on the SP is great, and it's great for, I think, recording sounds externally if you have external synth. Yeah, I don't think that's real wood. But hey. Cool, this is gonna be fun to explore. It's gonna be fun to explore. Let me see if I plug in. What does the output look like? 1/4 inch. So I don't know if I have a 1/4 inch. Oh, there's a headphone, so I can do a headphone out. And then I have a aux cord. Set this down. You guys want to hear this thing or what? I don't know if I have the right stuff to plug it up right now. Use this. I gotta plug it in somewhere. See what it comes with. That's a good looking USB cord. It's like a braided style. Okay. I got an outlet right here on my power conditioner right in front. Okay. Comes with all like the different, you know, world adapters. I need my US one. Which one is it though? Looks like this one. I got some weird plugs around the world. Foreign plugs. I mean, I guess the successful musicians travel the world, so it's good to have all of them. Okay. Let's see. I see the live 3. Sorry, my physical pitch and mod wheels. Yeah, this has got the physical ones. I see you at AstroLab 37. I've had it, and since launch, I give it a 6 out of 10. Ooh, that's not great. Why 6 out of 10? Six out of 10, like sound wise, or what? Astro with the V collection. So yeah, I don't know how too much how this works. I know it comes with built-in sounds, obviously, but some of it is connected to the licenses that you have, right? Maybe I should move the MPC over that way, and then so I can bring the Arturia over this way. Get it on the screen. Now I just gotta find an adapter. Oh, is that the wrong plug? Is it really gonna be at an angle like that? That's weird. Oh, okay. All right. $700 for mini keys? Damn, yeah. It's not cheap, is it? So, but I would be willing to spend $700 if the sounds are amazing and yeah, because of the sound, just the sound and added compactness that fits my situation. Okay, all right, let me go down here and dig for something else real quick. Try it. That's not it. Ghetto Styles, what's up, man? Shoot. I don't know. We just been casually talking, bro. And then I got the AstroLab in front of me. So, you ain't missed that part yet. I'm just unboxing it. Wasn't planning on it, but it came at the right time. So, what is that doing all that? Just digging for this little 1/8 inch to hopefully I'm not digging too long. I'll run out of time. This. Yeah, I'm chilling. This is all just a performance right now. I know where everything's at. Man. I just need one simple thing. I've got these, but these are twist-ons. I don't need the twist-on. This is wild. Might be in here. Man, I'm just always so tempted. Like, I just hate clutter, man. Just get rid of all my little bags and boxes with little accessories and things, but then you always kind of need something, like right now. But then again, you can just like not gas and buy new stuff that requires multiple adapters and all that. Take the right line out to the live and plug it into the left line here. But then I'll be going in mono, man. I don't want to go in no mono. I just know I have it somewhere. Just don't know where. There it is. There it is. You got it. Okay. Okay, now I gotta take these off. Put these on. All right. Okay, move overhead. Good. All right, now where's my power on this? There's up. Oh, there goes. Oops. He wanted one of these all week, and you managed to manage yourself. Good job. 20-year-old biofield keys is $1,300 nowadays. Sheesh. Get the most out of your instrument and get your included software now. Later. Okay. Where's our volume at? Is this volume? Oh. I kind of feel like I want to keep this already. Transpose. a shift button I can transpose with? 2 octaves. These keys feel a little tight. American Grand. Yeah, I need that stereo for sure. Gas with your friends is like Christmas morning as a kid, but for old people. That's right, man, because that whole Christmas feeling is gone out the window. So this is what we got left is kid music toys for yourself every once in a while. This is all physical modeling, right? Anyone can clarify for me. Is there anything? Is any of this samples, or is it all physical modeling? Not the best player. We got a chord mode. Yes, we're good now, DJ Skills. Thanks for the suggestion, though. I probably would have went that route, though, if I hadn't found that. This is a keeper, I think. It's not the best thing out there, but the simplest access to a lot. Yeah, I mean, but who makes something this size with all these sounds in it, right? Like, these are, man. What I'm really interested in getting to is like guitar sounds, strings, brass. I think those are usually the deciding factor, because I feel like getting a decent piano sound and organs and stuff is not as hard for these companies to recreate, but just my opinion, I guess. Let's check out basses. There are some sampled wave synths. I don't know exactly which ones. Maybe mixed in. The expandability is what sealed the deal for me. Wait until you hook it up to the computer, which I actually probably won't do. I don't have any of the software, and I'm not a computer guy, really. I don't even have one. And I actually like these. I like these synth presets. Some of these are nice. Let's just go straight to leads. It might be hard for me to get into the Donner L1 after this. Mellotron? You can buy sound packs for this? Huh. Okay, keys. Yeah, those are jumping the strings. Strings ensemble. These are synth strings, though. Where's the acoustic stuff? Oh, the guitar. Yeah, it's on the end of it. I got this keyboard in the mail from Zounds and just plugged it in. Here's some mellow strings. They sound cool. I like this. And you have 22 gigabytes of internal storage. Currently 9 gigabytes are used. I've added so much I now have over 2,000 sounds on it. Really? I didn't know those specs. There's 9 gigabytes of sample in it. Just stock. Yeah, I don't usually like the Mellotron patches on stuff like, you know, romplers that I've come across. I kind of like this string though. I've definitely wanted to get one of those digital Mellotron recreations that they have. You can get the little mini keyboard. I forget what it's called again. They also make like a desktop sound module version. That's a good string. Kind of just skipping through the synth stuff. I want to hear Is that like a emulator? What is that image there? It says cello, violin, bowed strings. Folk guitar. See, the guitars is an important thing to me. I really like the Yamaha guitars. Motif stuff. This is fine. It's not bad. Reverb. Got the reverb and delay all the way down, but it still rings out a bit. Hold the chord and art button to trigger those features. What features? For is it for Oh, okay. Oh. Well, this is how I do the transpose. Solina. Not sure. I really like the guitars too much so far. I do like the strings most of all so far. I think I need to find a key sensitivity option. Amp for guitar. You think just from hearing this, the MPC sounds is good? Augmented strings X. Where's the settings? But is there a settings button specifically? There is a bit of a low time, kind of like with the MPC. I like quite a bit of these string sounds that are in here. Like this one. And on the computer, you can assign the keyboard layers you want those multi-timbral sounds to play on or just play simultaneously. Benson's bag. This is a guitar? Like a synth guitar? Do you notice the load time? So there's a way of just going. This is the same thing as just pressing these buttons. Shugito, what's good, man? What's good? Happy New Year. Are you considering getting the XL or not? Nah, it's just not built for me and my lifestyle right now. Maybe one day. Cogwheel, enter the settings mode. I'm downloading the ESP for Mod X plugin right now. Yeah, the Mod X. So Mod X is expandable too? Mod X M6. Strawberry flutes. Some Mellotron. This is nice too. Guessing it's named after the Beatles. The Strawberry Fields or something. Brass acoustic. Am I gonna keep it? Well, I'll have to send this one back, so it's just a matter of will I want to buy one after this? I don't know. I wonder if there's another way. So, like, the guitars are all mixed in with the strings. I guess that makes sense because they're stringed instruments, but I haven't heard string or guitars that are really blow my mind. Like, that's what stands out in the Yamaha. Like, even just the Yamaha Sec Track that I had temporarily. I've been thinking about getting that back again. Either that or finding a motif rack, brass and honey. I like these. I imagine you could do like favorites on this too. This is one of my favorites so far for the brass. do you switch this from reverb to decay to the envelope? Wonder if it's like. Maybe it's this one. No? Yeah, MPC doesn't have horns this good. And that bend sounds nice. It's not like just like a sample being pitch shifted. This one's cool. You can assign favorites and make playlists. You can perform those functions standalone, but easier using computers. Same with assigning pedals and effects. You can pick what particular instruments you want to audition. There's sections for that. Good sound on it. Cool. I mean, this is definitely something I would like to keep already, like, because it's just what it is, man. It's a compact piece with like all these sounds built in. That alone is worth quite a bit as far as like function, like creativity. What's creative? I'm making words up here. But yeah, 700 is hard to like chew on, bro. Ooh. Is this just? I would like to be able to just go through the acoustic stuff if there's a way to filter out or to jump to like the augmented specific, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'd want, yeah, like I like the strings and I like the brass, which is, well, MPC has decent strings, but the brass section in the MPC is kind of limited. Jam, what's up, man? We were talking about you earlier. Dry. Whoa. Yeah. I'm liking it so far. Like that's the main thing. It's just having like decent sounds for me. Cause like, I know like if you're a genius composer, like player, you can make anything sound good. But like, I just feel like I gotta have like sounds that are inspiring from the get so I can kind of approach it like I'm just more like experimenting with putting these sounds together. Like I'm sampling samples. Like I make something that sounds like something that I would sample. You know, so far the brass is inspiring me. The strings, the brass is number one so far for me as far as I guess, realism and inspiration. Strings, number 2. I want solid guitars, but I haven't found solid guitars yet. I guess I had to dig through the string sounds. So I'm talking more like the acoustic, like orchestral strings that I've heard so far in this. I like the Mellotron stuff. There's been like 2 Mellotron patches so far. So yeah. And I think the reverb sounds pretty good. I like some of the synth stuff, which is, I'm not like, I don't lead with synths, but I do like messing with like some cool lead presets for like a little sauce sometimes. Where are we at now? Crouching Tiger. I've never watched that movie, actually. Dolph Leading Wins Acoustic. What are you doing? Just trying to get your hands in there? I like some of what the modulation wheel has to offer as far as adding some depth and movement into some of these presets. Kind of bad. I don't know yet. I just pulled it out during the stream. It just came. The FedEx guy knocked on the door as I was in the middle of the stream. So we just put it on the desk like maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. Yeah, Big Worm. It is. Hey, come on. You're not, this is what they're seeing up here, okay? Not this down here. So you're trying to get your face in there. You want to get your face in there real quick? You look over here and say hi. Over here. Okay. All right. Yeah, I really want, now I want my SP back so I can use the looper and put some beats together like that. Stop touching the pads over there. Let's see. Can iPad power it? Yeah, good questions. I don't know yet. Haven't tried that. It does come with a USB cable.
Can I play with this a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yay!
So there's a storage, USB storage. Huh. Maybe that's for the sounds like you were saying. For like loading up sounds without a computer. Yeah, I might have to get off of the stream here though and go pick up my other kids. I might end up keeping it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to ask them. I don't know if I can keep this one specifically because in the past, when I've borrowed stuff, I've asked, can I just pay for this at cost? But they were like, no, you got to send it back and then buy another one. That's what happened with the mic that I currently have. I had borrowed a Rode pod mic to test it out, see if I liked it, and then ended up wanting to buy one. And I still had to send it back and buy a separate one. Yeah, what is that emo sampler called? Is the emo emulator? So this is a emo clarinet entering Valhalla. Synth. Now I want to hear vocals. There's no vocal. I guess you can dive deeper into the categories when you press this button. But I don't see any. I see a vocal category here that's not up here, right? So good choirs is hard to find too, I think, like on some of these romplers. Like that's one thing. I don't think the Yamaha, get your chin off of that. I don't think the Yamaha sec track, like the motif, really has good.
Was an ice cold rain, all I've ever wanted was an ice cold rain, and all I've ever needed was an ice cold rain.
An ice cold what?
All I've
Billie Jean ooze?
close to me.
Vocoders. Let's get those real choirs. Here we go. Hey, get out of there. Can you take that to the kitchen, please? Come on.
It didn't spill any.
Okay.
I can go use the bathroom after.
That's what they say. Can you upload your own sounds and sample with it? I don't know. I don't think so. Susie Doubt, the iPad can power it. I'm part of the Arteria Facebook group, and there's a plethora of information there. Does it have, you can actually turn your vocoder on? Like put a mic into it? Yeah, there's a built-in mic, so I'm assuming that's what it's for. Built-in mic jack. I actually have like a Behringer gooseneck microphone. Maybe I could plug into this. I've been holding on to it for a while. I haven't found any use for it. 9 volt or 12 volt or 18 volt? 12 volt, 2 amps. 9 volt or 12 volt, sorry. That's one of my favorites so far. I like these ones best. You can also connect your phone to it via Bluetooth. Oh, you're right. There's an app where you can actually control some of this, can't you? Like some of the presets, maybe find them easier. God's choir. Okay, that's nice. Hallelujah. Okay, guys, I gotta wrap it up.
Listen to my voice. Listen to my voice. Listen to my listen.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that then. For this in a different stream video. All right, well, yeah. I don't know if y'all have some more questions about what this thing can do. I'm gonna look into it soon, and maybe we'll talk about it in another stream, explore some other stuff. See, I'm gonna jump off here. I got some things to do. So, thanks for kicking it with me. As always. All right. Yeah. Peace till the next one.